It won't be, as this one is fouled away. 1 strike to Faith Hoosier. 4-1 Tusculum, 2 outs here in the 7th. Kavanaugh, the 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air to shallow left center field, and that will drop in for the second hit of the game for the Valkyries as Hoosier gets a 2-out single. And with 2 outs, it'll be the shortstop, Aaliyah Newman. Newman struck out in her only plate appearance. She was hit for in the 5th inning and re-entered the ballgame. So Kavanaugh will try and nail down this final out. First pitch, called strike. 1 strike to count to Engel. Brooke Scruggs due up next. She has the other hit for, or actually Scruggs was removed from the game. Singleton is due up next. 1 strike to Newman. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Newman. Kavanaugh's pitch. Low and in, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. The windup and the 2-1 pitch. Low, 3-1. Kavanaugh's walked 1. That came back in the 4th inning on a 12-pitch at bat to Griffiths. But Newman's ahead in the count here, 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch. Hit in the air to right center field. Maddox is calling for it, and Maddox makes the catch on the run, and the ball game is over. The Pioneers win it by a score of 4-1, and they take game 1 of this doubleheader. No runs a hit and 1 left in the 7th inning for Converse. Tusculum wins it 4-1. Final totals for Tusculum: 4 runs, 9 hits, an error. They left 6. Converse, 1 run, 2 hits, 4 errors. They left 4. The winning pitcher for Tusculum is Ireland Kavanaugh. She's now 4-1. The losing pitcher, Reagan Owens, drops to 0-6. Time of the game, 1 hour and 38 minutes. That's how we like it. We'll be back for game number 2 coming up in about 30 to 35 minutes. Your final score is Tusculum 4 and Converse 1 in game 1 of our doubleheader. We'll have game 2 coming up in a little while, and you'll have to, this video will end, and you'll have to come back in and find the video for game 2 to join us for our second game. For our producer, Aaron Fudge, I'm Jim Miller. Your final score in game 1, Tusculum 4 and Converse 1. You've been watching Tusculum Softball on the Pioneer Sports Network. And good afternoon. Welcome back to Red Edmonds Field in Greenville, Tennessee for college softball action today. It's game 2 of our doubleheader between Tusculum and Converse. I'm Jim Miller. Glad you could join us for game 2 of our twin bill. Tusculum winning the opener by a score of 4-1 behind the pitching of Ireland Cavanaugh, who struck out 8 and allowed 2 hits in a complete game effort. The Pioneers with that win improved their record to 10-6, while Converse falls to 0-19 with the loss. In game 2, it'll be Keelan Reynolds pitching for Tusculum, and she'll be opposed by Sarah Ballard, who we saw finishing game 1 of the doubleheader. The lineups are in. Starting lineups for Converse. They'll lead off with Brooklyn McElrath in second base leading off. Ryan Finazzo, the catcher, hits second. Grace McKinney in left field hits third. Emily Engel, the designated player, bats fourth. Brooke Scruggs in right field hits fifth. Batting sixth in center field is Faith Hoosier. Sarah Ballard will pitch and bat seventh. Aaliyah Newman, the shortstop, hits eighth, and batting ninth at first base is Maggie Griffiths. And in the flex position is Belle Roper playing third base. For Tusculum, lineup's a little bit different in game 2. It's Maya Maddox leading off in center field. Angela Maciello, the designated player, bats second. Caitlin Hodges at shortstop bats third. Anna Alloway in right field bats fourth. Chloe Freischmidt, the catcher, hits fifth. Haley Lasso at first base bats sixth. Callan Newport in left field hitting seventh. Hannah Hughes at second base hits eighth. And Kylie Longemeyer at third base bats ninth for the Pioneers in game 2, with Reynolds in the circle. And McElrath will lead off game number 2. The first pitch from Reynolds is taken for a ball at 3:09. The temperature is in the upper 50s. Try and get an exact temperature figure here for you at the start of game 2. As that pitch is taken for a ball, 2-0. 60 degrees at first pitch. Wind 7 miles an hour, blowing out to right field. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Brooklyn McElrath. Reynolds' pitch is taken for a strike, 2-1. McElrath was 0 for 3 in game 1. McElrath, a senior out of Woodruff, South Carolina. Reynolds' 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to McElrath, leading off the first inning. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Throw down to first by Freischmidt for the out. Strikeout 2-3, 1 down here in the first. Reynolds for the season making her 4th start, 7th appearance. She's 1-0 with a 5.25 earned run average. 14 2/3 innings, 30 hits, 11 earned runs, 6 walks, 14 strikeouts. Opponents hitting an even 400 against Keelan Reynolds, the sophomore out of Kingston, Tennessee. Ryan Finazzo, the catcher, bats. Finazzo was 0 for 3 in game 1 with 3 fly ball outs. The first pitch is taken for a strike. Finazzo for the season hitting .250. The next pitch is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Finazzo. Finazzo, the junior out of Annapolis, Maryland. That pitch is a strike. 1-2, the count to Finazzo. Home plate umpire for game 2 is Bob Lance. Mark Wilson is working the bases. 1-2, the count. Reynolds' pitch is a changeup up and away, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Finazzo. Reynolds' pitch, swing and a miss on an inside fastball. 2 up and 2 down, both on strikeouts.
The left fielder, number 10, Grace McKinney.
And Grace McKinney will step to the plate. McKinney was 0 for 2 in game 1 with a sacrifice fly. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. One strike the count to McKinney. Swing and a miss, strike two. Two strikes the count to McKinney as Reynolds looks to strike out the side here in the first. He winds the 0-2 pitch, low in the dirt, 1-2. One and two the count to Grace McKinney, the junior out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. 1-2 pitch is low, 2-2. Two and two the count to McKinney. The windup and the 2-2 pitch. Chopped to second. And on to first, Hughes for the out, and the inning is over. It's a 1-2-3 first inning for Keelan Reynolds. After half inning, it's Converse nothing. Tusculum coming to bat on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Tusculum coming to bat for the first time against Sarah Ballard. It'll be Maya Maddox in center field leading off. Angie Masiello, designated player, bats second. Caitlin Hodges at shortstop hits third. Anna Alloway in right field bats fourth. Chloe Freischmidt, the catcher, hits fifth. Haley Lazo at first base bats sixth. Callan Newport in left field hitting seventh. Hannah Hughes, second base, hits eighth. And Kylie Longmire at third base hitting ninth for the Pioneers. And they will face Sarah Ballard, who pitched to three batters in the first game as Maddox offers at the first pitch, strike one. She gave up a sacrifice bunt, a double, and a ground out. Ballard 0-8 this season. Her ERA coming into play today was 7.89, 49 and 2/3 innings, 96 hits, 56 earned runs, 14 walks, 15 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .392 against Ballard. This one is chopped up the middle into center field for a base hit for Maya Maddox. Maddox with a leadoff single, her second hit of the day. She was 1 for 3 in game one. And she is a leadoff base runner for Angie Masiello. Masiello came in the first game in the sixth inning as a pinch hitter, reached on an infield single, stole a base, scored a run. That's her first career hit, and she gets rewarded with the start here in game two. Shows the bunt, takes a strike, runner goes, throw to second, not in time, stolen base, Maya Maddox. Her 12th of the season. As on the slide, she's seems like she got caught a lot of dirt on that slide. And she'll be on at second base with nobody out. One strike to Masiello. One strike to count to Masiello. The pitch takes a strike, 0-2. What, 2 strikes to count to Masiello. Ballard, a junior out of Lancaster, South Carolina. Ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Her pitch is lifted into center field for a base hit. Maddox read it well, and she'll hold on at third base as the throw in is cut off by Griffiths. So Masiello, 2 hits today, and she is on at first base with nobody out. Maddox at third. And the Pioneers have an early rally going as Caitlin Hodges will bat. Hodges moving up in the lineup. She batted, moving down in the lineup a spot. She moved down from second to third in the lineup, as Masiello slotted in at the number 2 spot in the order. So Hodges hitting third in this game. She was 0 for 3 in the opener. She grounded out twice and lined to short. And I think we're going to have a pitching change here, as Ballard is done after 2 batters. And returning to pitch will be Reagan Owens, who started game 1. So Owens in here after 2 batters. Owens took the loss in game 1. So the change is Ballard moves to first base, and Owens is in the number 9 spot in the position that Griffiths was in. So Griffiths is out of the game in the first inning. So Ballard shifts over to first, and Owens is in to pitch. Again, Owens took the loss in game number 1 of this doubleheader. Her record this season now 0-6. Owens, a junior out of Roanoke, Virginia. 2 on, nobody out in the first for the Pioneers. Maddox singled, stole second, and moved to third on the single by Masiello. The first pitch is a strike, and Masiello steals second base without a throw. One strike to count to Hodges. The pitch popped up into left field. McKinney drifts under it, makes the catch, tagging her both runners. The throw goes into third, and she's out at third base. So it's a sac fly, and it's a double play. 7-5 on the out at third base. Masiello's out at third for the second out. Hodges hits a sacrifice fly, gets an RBI. Maddox scores to make it 1-0. And Alloway at the plate. Alloway with a grounder in the hole for a base hit into left field. So Alloway gets her 199th career hit. It's a single to left field. And she's a 2-out base runner for Chloe Freischmidt.
The catcher, number 14, Chloe Freischmidt.
Freischmidt was 1 for 2 in game 1. She had a double and a run scored. One strike to Freischmidt. The windup in the 0-1 pitch. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Freischmidt. Freischmidt, the senior out of Naples, Florida. The 1-1 pitch. Low, 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 the count to Freischmidt. Ground ball foul, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Freischmidt. Owens with the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Change up, hit past third in the left field for a base hit. It's getting down into the corner. Alloway heading to third. She's being waved home. The relay throw is going to be cut off, and in to score is Alloway as Freischmidt is on at second. And the Pioneers lead it 2-0. A double for Freischmidt and the RBI.
The first baseman, number 30, Lazo.
Now Haley Lazo will bat with 2 outs. Tusculum leading 2-0. Lazo in game 1 sacrificed twice, also lined out to left. The first pitch is taken for a strike. Lazo Jr. out of Port Orange, Florida. Wind up in the 1-strike pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to count to Haley Lazo. The 1-1 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Haley Lazo. Freischmidt, the runner at second. Tusculum's gone single, single, sacrifice, fly, single, double in this inning. 1-2 pitch. High, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Lazo. Owens with a 2-2 pitch. Inside, and it's fouled. Still 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Lazo. Owens pitch. Hit to first. Ballard will step on the bag. The inning is over. Tusculum with 2 runs in the inning, 4 hits, and 1 left on base. At the end of 1 inning of play, it's Tusculum 2, Converse nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Designated player number 24.
We head to the top of the second inning with Tusculum leading 2-0. Emily Engel, the designated player, will bat to lead off the second inning. Engel pinch hit in game one and flied out to left field. First pitch from Keelan Reynolds is taken for a strike. The Tusculum off to a 2-0 lead here in the second inning. Reynolds with the 0-1 pitch. It's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch is taken for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count. Chopper off the batter. And she was in the box, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes the count to Emily Engel leading off the second inning. Engel, the freshman out of Palmyra, Indiana. 2-2 pitch. Chopper foul at the plate again, still 2-2. Two and 2 the count to Engel. The windup by Reynolds, 2-2 pitch. Hit to third. Longmire's got it. Her throw across is in time for the out. One down the second. And
Right fielder number 9,
Brooke Scruggs, the right fielder, comes to the plate. Scruggs got the first hit of the game for the Valkyries in the 6th inning of game one. The junior out of Chesney, South Carolina. The first pitch to her is a foul tip, strike 1. Elsewhere in the South Atlantic Conference today, Lincoln Memorial beat Lees McRae 7-1 in game one of their doubleheader. LMU now 14-5. The 0-1 pitch. On the inside corner, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Scruggs. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. As Scruggs is out. Third strikeout for Reynolds.
Center fielder number 3, Faith Hoosier.
2 up and 2 down in the second, and Faith Hoosier, the center fielder, comes to the plate. She was 1 for 3 in game one with a fly out, a strikeout, and a single. That single coming with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And she's down a strike. South Atlantic Conference softball scoreboard. Queens leads Catawba 5-2 in the 7th in game one of their doubleheader. Queens scored 4 in the top of the 6th inning to take the lead. Catawba got a run back to make it 5-2. Ball and a strike the count here to Hoosier. Chopper hit to short. Hodges on the run. A 1-2-3 inning for Reynolds in the second. We're through an inning and a half. It's Tusculum 2 and Converse nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. We are at the bottom of the second inning with Tusculum leading 2-0. It'll be the 7-8-9 batters for the Pioneers. Callan Newport will lead it off here in the second inning. Newport had a big game in game one. She was 3 for 3 with 2 stolen bases and 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. A little bit of everything in game one for Newport. The first pitch to her is golfed into left field. Another base hit for Newport. Have a day. 4th hit of the day for Callan Newport. She's a leadoff base runner here in the second. And Hannah Hughes will step in. Hughes was 0 for 2 in the opener, popped up and struck out. So Hughes will bat with a runner at first base and nobody out here in the second. See if Hughes drops a bunt. And she will swing and line it into right center field for a base hit. Stopping at second base is Newport. And Hughes has a single, and the Pioneers have 6 hits already here in the second inning. And runners are at first and second with nobody out for Kylie Longmire. Longmire in game one was 2 for 3. She doubled twice and knocked in a run. Longmire, the senior out of Knoxville. One of the Pioneers' top RBI players. And she will swing away here after she takes a strike. 1 strike to Longmire. Nothing in 1 the count to Longmire. The pitch. Hit foul, 0-2. Maggie Griffiths, who came out of the game in the first inning, is now warming up to pitch. Griffiths has pitched this season for them. She's pitched 1 game, 1 inning. And we may see her this afternoon. The 0-2 pitch. Fought off foul. Kick save and a beauty by Coach Hubner at third base. You got to catch that just right, because if you get that on that bone above your foot, oh, that hurts. 0-2 the count holds to Kylie Longmire. Owens with the windup, the 0-2 pitch. Hit down the right field line. Giving chase is the right fielder Scruggs. In foul territory, no play. Still no balls and 2 strikes to Kylie Longmire. Newport on at second, Hughes at first. They shade her away. The 0-2 pitch is up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thing we noticed in the first game is that the Converse outfielders will move their alignment based on the call of the pitch. If it's going to be an outside pitch, they'll run to the opposite field. And if it's going to be an inside pitch, they'll run to the pull side. And they run to pull. The 1-2 pitch is inside, up and in, 2-2. Tusculum managed to foil it once in the opener as Longmire took it outside. The pitcher was supposed to be outside and put it down the third baseline for a double. The 2-2 pitch fouled away, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Kylie Longmire. Two and 2 the count. Owens with the windup in the pitch. Hit to first. Ballard smothers it, tags the bag, and all the runners will move up a base. As Longmire is out on a not sacrifice. She moved the runners up on the ground out. 1 down here in the second. And back to the top of the order. It'll be Maya Maddox. Maddox singled, stole a base, scored a run in the first inning. She'll bat with runners at second and third, 1 out. And Tusculum leading 2-0. Owens pitch. Bunted at the plate, dead ball, 1 strike. One strike to count to Maya Maddox. One strike to count to Maddox. The 0-1 pitch. Popped up, foul, out of play. 0-2. Two strikes to count to Maddox. Angie Masiello waits on deck. Reagan Owens, the windup, and the 0-2. Hit to left field. Should be deep enough to score the run. It's going to be way over the left fielder's head. It's going to score 2 runs. Newport scores. Hughes scores. Maddox into second with a double. It looked like a short fly ball off the bat, and it just went over McKinney's head for a 2-base hit for Maya Maddox. She knocks in a pair. RBI's 4 and 5 this season, and Tusculum leads it 4-0 here in the second inning.
The designated player, number 19, Angela Masiello.
Now Masiello will bat with Pioneers up 4-0. Masiello getting the start as a designated player in this game, her first start of the season. And she singled her first time up. Lays down the bunt, foul. 1 strike. 1 strike to count to Masiello. Pioneers with 7 hits in these first 2 innings. The 0-1 pitch to Masiello. Low and outside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Masiello. The 1-1 pitch. Pop foul, out of play, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and two the count. The pitch. Lined into center field. It's another base hit. Maddox around third. She'll fly home. And the Pioneers lead it 5-0 as Angela Masiello has 3 hits in this doubleheader. In fact, in the last 3 offensive innings for the Pioneers, she has 3 hits. And Tusculum now leads it 5-0. And we may well be getting our pitching change here. As Masiello with the single. And we'll see what changes they make here. All right. Griffiths is back in the game at first base. Owens is out. And Ballard goes back to pitch.
Are we going back to the original lineup?
So, just undo the changes from earlier. Ballard's back in to pitch. Owens is out of the game. Griffiths is back in the game at first base. So, Owens is done. She gave up 6 hits in an inning and a third and when she came in relief. 4 runs so far. The runner at first, Masiello, is her responsibility. So the Pioneers off to a 5-0 start here in Game 2 of this doubleheader. And Hodges will be the first batter to face Ballard, who gave up back-to-back singles to Maddox and Masiello to start the game and then was removed. So Hodges will step in. Hodges hit a sacrifice fly her first time up that turned into a double play When Masiello is out at third attempting to tag. So Owens is done. She's been removed, so she is done for the game. Hodges bats. The first pitch to Hodges is a strike. Throw to second is not in time. Stolen base for Masiello, her second of the game. One strike the count to Hodges. The 0-1 pitch. Ball 1-1. This one is golfed into center field. Drifting over to the center fielder, Hosier. She dives and can't make the catch. And everybody is safe on the bloop single for Hodges. As she picks up the hit. And here comes Alloway, who Alloway singled her first time up. She is sitting on 199 career hits. We'll see if she can reach the milestone here. Pitch is a strike. One strike the count to Alloway. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Alloway. Alloway trying to become the 5th player in school history to reach 200 hits. Grounder to short. Off the glove of the shortstop, Newman. Everybody's safe. There'll be an error on the shortstop. Newman. Everybody's safe. The ball was hit with some pace to it, but Newman needs to make that play. The bases are loaded, nobody out. For Chloe Freischmidt, who doubled in a run her first time up. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the second. The pitch. Hit back to the box. Ballard home for 1. On to first. Not in time. It's a fielder's choice 1-2 as Masiello is out at the plate. Everybody else moves up a base. So with 2 outs, it's Lazo. Lazo grounded out her first time up. Base is still loaded now with 2 outs for Lazo. And the first pitch. Popped up. Shortstop Newman wants it. And she's got it. And the inning is over. The Pioneers get 3, but they leave the bases loaded. Doing so on 5 hits in the inning, an error, and 3 left. After 2, it's Tusculum 5 and Converse nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the third inning, the first pitch from Reynolds to the batter, Sarah Ballard, is taken for a ball. The next one's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Ballard, who started at pitcher, went to first base and is now back at pitcher. She batted in the first game and grounded out to short. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Sarah Ballard. Bottom third of the order for Converse here in the third inning as the pitch is inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Ballard. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Reynolds. 1 down in the third.
The shortstop, number 22, Aaliyah Newman.
Aaliyah Newman will come to the plate, the shortstop. Newman, the freshman out of Savannah, Georgia, batted twice in game 1. She struck out and flied out to end the game. Reynolds' first pitch. Called strike. 1 strike the count to Newman. Reynolds with the 0-1 pitch. Low and in, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike the count to Newman. 1-1 pitch. Hits slowly. Cutting it off is Longmire. Her throw across is in time for the out. As Longmire cut it off before it reached the shortstop Hodges and got the out. Maggie Griffiths will bat. Griffiths started the game at first base, came out when Owens came in to pitch, and is now back in there. Griffiths was 0 for 2 with a walk in game 1. The freshman out of Graniteville, South Carolina, checks her swing, and it's called strike. One strike the count to Griffiths. The 0-1 pitch. Called strike, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Griffiths. Reynolds' pitch is low, 1-2. Reynolds has struck out 4 so far. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. Low, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Griffiths. Reynolds with the 2-2. Hit to third, big hop for Longmire. Her throw across is in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Another one for Keelan Reynolds. Nothing doing for the Valkyries in the third. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Tusculum 5, Converse nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the third inning with Tusculum leading 5-0. And leading off for the Pioneers will be Kellen Newport, the left fielder. Newport started the Pioneers' second inning rally with a single, her 4th hit of the day. She has 4 hits in this doubleheader. And the first pitch to her is lined into center field. Another hit for Newport. She's got 5 hits in the doubleheader. She's 2 for 2 in this game. And she's a leadoff base runner for the Pioneers in the 3rd inning.
The second baseman, number 11, Hannah Hughes.
Hannah Hughes comes to the plate. She has singled and scored a run. So Newport's the leadoff base runner. She has stolen a couple bases today. In the hole, base hit to left field. On to second base goes Newport, and the Pioneers have runners at first and second, nobody out. So this inning starting just like the second inning did. Back-to-back singles by Newport and Hughes. And now Kylie Longmire comes to the plate.
The third baseman, number 6, Kylie Longmire.
Final in Salisbury, Queens beats Catawba 7-5 in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Catawba scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning, had the tying run at the plate when it ended. Running at second base for the Pioneers is Madison McGinnis. So McGinnis running for Hughes as Longmire steps in. Longmire grounded out to first, her first time up in what was essentially a sacrifice. Swinging away and hit a grounder to first that Ballard, who was playing first base at the time, smothered and tagged the bag for the out. Tusculum now with 11 hits. We're only in the 3rd inning. First pitch to Longmire. High, 1 ball and no strikes. Want to know the count to Kylie Longmire. The 1-0 pitch. Hit to short. Newman on to third. Safe all around. Longmire safe at first. The runners move up as well. So Longmire safe on the fielder's choice. And everybody else safe as well. And the Pioneers have the bases loaded, nobody out. And we'll get another runner here. It'll be Michaela Bush running at first base. So Bush running for Longmire, McGinnis at second base running for Hughes, Newport at third, nobody out, and Maya Maddox will bat. Maddox has
Number 1, Maya Maddox.
singled, doubled, scored twice, stolen a base, knocked in 2. And we're going to have a pitching change here. As first base and pitcher will switch. Ballard goes to back to first base for the second time. And now pitching for the first time is Griffiths. So Maggie Griffiths will pitch. She has pitched 1 game this season. She started it and lost it. 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, 3 walks, no strikeouts, and a wild pitch. So down 5-0 here. The Pioneers with a chance as they have loaded the bases with nobody out. Reminder, Tusculum will be back home on Thursday to take on Lees McRae. The resumption of the suspended game at 4 o'clock on Thursday, followed by the Game 2 of that doubleheader. Saturday, the Pioneers are at Wingate. Next Tuesday, the Pioneers away at King. And then it's pretty much conference play the rest of the way. There's a non-conference doubleheader with Southern Wesleyan in there, Lee also, and a makeup doubleheader with Young Harris, depending on when they can fit that one in. So Maddox bats with the bases loaded, nobody out. 5-0 Tusculum with the lead. Griffiths with her first pitch. over the head of Maddox. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count to Maddox. Low in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 the count to Maya Maddox. Wind up the 2-0 pitch. Hit to left center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. In to score is Newport. McGinnis is going to come around. She will score. Maddox on at second with her second double. She now has knocked in 4, and Tusculum leads at 7-0 here in the third inning. Bush stops at third. So Maddox now 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. And Tusculum leads at 7-0. It'll be Masiello at the plate. She has singled twice and knocked in a run, stolen 2 bases.
The designated player, number 19, Angela Masiello.
So Masiello steps in with runners at second and third. Still nobody out. Griffith's first pitch. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Masiello. Hodges and then Alloway due up. 1-0 pitch. Change up in there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Masiello. Griffiths with the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Cued foul at the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Masiello. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. Back to the box. Griffiths looks the runner back, and she's coming home. The tag safe at home plate. Great base running by Michaela Bush as Griffiths caught the comebacker, looked her back, threw on to first, and in that time, Bush was still able to score. Maddox takes third, and the Pioneers lead at 8-0. So it's a ground out for Masiello, an RBI. And the Pioneers lead at 8-0. Hodges comes to the plate. She's hit a sac fly and singled. First pitch from Griffiths. Hit up the middle. Newman throws on to first, and Maddox comes in to score without a throw. So another ground out RBI for the Pioneers as Hodges knocks in Maddox, and it's 9-0.
The right fielder, 0-0, Anna Alloway.
And Anna Alloway comes to the plate. She singled and scored in the first, reached on an error in the second. Alloway looking for hit number 200 for her career. The first pitch to her. Change up low for a ball, 1-0. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Called strike, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Anna Alloway. Popped up into shallow right field. Charging is Scruggs, and she'll make the catch. The inning is over. 4 runs in the inning for the Pioneers on 3 hits, and nobody left on base. After 3, it's Tusculum 9 and Converse nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. We go to the top of the fourth inning as Keelan Reynolds has retired all 9 batters she's faced, and she'll face the top of the order, Brooklyn McElrath, who struck out her first time up. Got some changes for the Pioneers. We'll get them to you. As Reynolds works the 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, called strike. Madison Watts is the new catcher. She's in the number 5 spot in the lineup where Chloe Freischmidt was. Claire Smeltzer's now in right field in the 4 spot, vacated by Anna Alloway playing right field. Hannah Hughes back in the lineup at second base, and Kylie Longmire re-enters at third base. The 1-1 pitch is a chopper to short. Tough play. And that's going to be that'll be an infield single for McElrath, the first hit and the first base runner of the game for Converse.
The catcher, number 12, Brian Panazzo.
Tough play there for Hodges as she had to charge that one, and it is they call it do or die, and unable to come up with it. It's a base hit. Another chopper up the middle. This one's off the glove of Hodges, and everybody's safe.
Number 10, Grace McKinney.
Another hit as Finazzo's safe. Hodges, 2 tough, really tough plays there, and both hits. So the first 2 hits of the game for Valkyries. And now a bunt. Longmire has it, throws on to first for the out. 5-4 on the sacrifice. McKinney moves the runners up to second and third.
The designated player, number 24,
Emily Engel will bat. Engel has grounded out in her only plate appearance. So the first 2 batters reaching on chopping singles to shortstop. There's another chance. This one's a clean single in the center field. 1 run scores. Maddox's throw to the plate is safe, is not in time, is moving up on the throw, is Engel. It's a 2-run single for Engel. And Converse has decided that they want to mingle a little longer as they cut it to 9-2 here in the 4th inning. Engel goes to second on the throw. So they do get the clean hit and 2 RBIs for Engel, and it makes it a 9-2 ball game. Brooke Scruggs, the right fielder, bats. Change up in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Want to know the count to Scruggs. Swing and a miss. Tied her up on the inside fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Scruggs. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Another chopper. Hodges has it this time. Her throw on to first in time for the out. Engel takes third. There's 2 outs in the inning.
Center fielder, number 3, Faith Hoosier.
Faith Hoosier will bat. She is grounded out in her only plate appearance. Engel now at third base. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. One and 0 the count to Hoosier. Hit up the middle. Backhanded by Hughes. Her throw across is not going to be in time. It's another infield single. 3 infield singles in the inning for Converse. They've gotten 3 runs out of it. Makes it a 9-3 game. 4 hits in the inning now for Converse, as they are nickel and diming the Pioneers in this inning. The first pitch is taken for a ball, 1-0. So Reynolds probably deserves a better fate in this inning, as Converse has found every 100 hopper and chopper, and you can imagine. That one's hit pretty well, but right to the shortstop Hodges, who is way too busy for her liking that inning, and the final out is recorded. 3 runs in the inning, 4 hits, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Tusculum 9, Converse 3 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tusculum leading 9-3. Another new pitcher for Converse. It's Bell Roper, who moves over from third base. Ballard goes from pitcher to third base. Or Griffiths goes back from pitcher to first base. Ballard goes from first base to third base. She's been all over the diamond. And now Roper will pitch. Roper this season has pitched in 8 games. She's 0-2 with a 7.18 earned run average. 12 2/3 innings, 25 hits, 13 earned runs, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .385 against Bell Roper, who has also started 2 games this year. Roper will face Madison Watts, who came in the game in the top of the 4th inning, a catcher. Watts has appeared in 1 game this season, has not batted until now. Freshman out of Corryton, Tennessee, Gibbs High School. 1 ball and no strikes to Madison Watts, with Lazo and Newport to follow. Fouled away at the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count to Watts. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt, 2-1. Two and 1 the count to Watts. Low, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike the count to Watts. Wind up 3-1 pitch. Right back to Roper, and her throw to first is in time for the out. 1 down in the 4th. And we'll have another pinch hitter for the Pioneers. It'll be Emma Schad.
Now hitting for the Pioneers, number 17, Emma Schad.
Schad bats for Lazo. Schad 0 for 5 at the plate this season in 5 games. The freshman out of Knoxville Catholic High School. So the substitution is in the lineup, as the Pioneers have now substituted in 5 of the 9 batting order positions. The first pitch from Roper. Low for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Emma Schott. 1-0 pitch. Low, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Schott. And called strike. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike the count to Emma Schott. Taken low and in for a ball, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike the count to Emma Schott. Roper with the 3-1 pitch. Hit foul, still 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to count to Emma Schott. Roper the windup, the 3-2 pitch. Low, ball 4. Schott's a 1-out base runner for Callan Newport, who is 5 for 5 today. She's 2 for 2 in this game with 2 runs scored.
The left fielder, number 7, Callan Newport.
And that softball has looked like a beach ball coming up to the plate to her. Sometimes you just get in one of those grooves. Big swing and a foul tip, strike 1. 1 strike the count to Callan Newport. The 0-1 pitch. Sky to center field. Backing up is the center fielder Hoosier, and she'll make the catch. Retreating to first base is Schott with 2 outs. So Newport out for the first time today. And Hannah Hughes will bat. Hughes has singled twice and scored a run. Two outs for Hughes. First pitch to her. Foul back to the screen, 1 strike. 1 strike the count to Hannah Hughes. Roper with the windup, the 0-1 pitch. Hit to right field. Scruggs moving in. McElrath off her glove. It's in play. Coming around third is Schott, and she will score. And at the safe at third base is Hughes. And Tusculum leads it 10-3. So put it down as a triple for Hughes and an RBI. And Schott scores to make it 10-3. As McElrath did everything she could on that one, going away from the play and trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch. And it went off her tip of her glove and rolled away. And Hughes gets all the way to third base. And Lohmeyer at the plate. She has grounded out and hit into a fielder's choice. This one's skied in foul territory right side and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Kylie Lohmeyer, with Tusculum leading 10-3 here in the 4th. One ball, 1 strike the count to Lohmeyer. Fouled away, 1-2. One ball, two strikes to count to Kylie Longmire. Roper with the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Sky to left field, hit pretty well. McKinney giving chase. It's over her head, and she goes to the deck. In to score is Hughes. On to third is Longmire standing with another triple, and the Pioneers lead it 11-3. As McKinney went back, the ball just started drifting over her head, and she couldn't make the play. As in to score is Hughes, with Longmire getting another triple. And Tusculum leads at 11-3. Maya Maddox, who's had a day, she is 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base, and a partridge in a pear tree. Maddox batting with 2 outs here in the 4th. Shows bunt, takes a ball. Tusculum feels good about their lead, but they'd like to get another run, if you know what I mean. Leading by 8. 1-0 pitch. Offers at it, strike 1. Converse will have the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the 5th. And now Coach Hubner is going to have a discussion with Maddox. Tusculum got 2 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. They lead this one 11-3. 14 hits in the ballgame for the Pioneers. It's been all up and down the lineup. Hughes is 3 for 3. Maddox is 3 for 3. Masiello is 2 for 3. Newport's 2 for 3. 5 extra base hits in the game for the Pioneers so far. Maddox takes that one inside for a ball, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Maya Maddox. Wind up the 2-1 pitch. Popped up into short center field, and making the catch is the center fielder, Hoosier. She makes the catch as she goes to the ground. Nice play, robbing Maddox of a hit and an RBI. And that'll do it for the Pioneers in the 4th. 2 runs in the inning, 2 hits, and 1 left. Go to the 5th, Tusculum leading 11-3 over Converse on the Pioneer Sports Network. I'm not. Oh, now it's on. So that'll wrap it up. Tusculum wins 11-3 as they finish off the sweep of the doubleheader. The Pioneers 11-3 victory. 14 hits, no errors, 5 left. Converse 3 runs, 5 hits, an error, and 2 left. The winning pitcher, Keelan Reynolds, now 2-0. The losing pitcher, Sarah Ballard, drops to 0-9 with the loss. Tusculum will be back home Thursday to take on Lees McRae. It'll be a 4 o'clock start, the resumption of that suspended game, and they'll finish off the doubleheader on Thursday. I'd like to thank everyone for making our broadcast possible this afternoon. For our producer, Aaron Fudge, I'm Jim Miller. Your final score, Tusculum 11, Converse 3. You've been watching Tusculum Soft.